So, Rosie's back. Long story short, Rosie lost access to her phone number. The phone number connected to her email, PayPal, all that fun two-factor fish. And at first it was okay. It was fine. I'd already used up the majority of the money in my PayPal, thank goodness. And I still had my email and other two-factor stuff logged in my computer, so no problem there. But at some point, I won't get into it too much, but my computer is always a piece of fish, and I really should have seen it coming. And I did. I just kept procrastinating dealing with certain things. But yeah, at some point my computer stopped functioning. I'm not sure if it just decided to finally die fully, or if my computer was attacked by some internet scam thing. And so Rosie decided the best course of action wasn't to wait a bit and think through what she was doing. No, she knows how to fix computers. She's done it before. She decided to immediately pull up the troubleshooty thingy. And the best option was to do a safe reboot, because that's a better option than having to inevitably reformat the entire computer because it wouldn't turn on any other way. The moment Rosie confirmed, yes, please get rid of all my fancy data, including sites that are locked behind two-factor, which I no longer have a means of accessing, she realized what a mistake she had made, and it was too late. When I'd finished safe rebooting, the computer did work, temporarily. That didn't really matter though, because Rosie rushed straight to download Chrome and tried to log into her Gmail, and no matter what I did, it wanted confirmation for my phone number, which I had no access to, and never will again. Hooray. Now Rosie is having a mental breakdown over everything she lost. Let's set that aside though. All her programs and site data were deleted, so Rosie got to work returning as much of it as she could on a possible scammy internet thing, without an antivirus or any sort of protection. And then bad things happen again. Rosie does a safe reboot again because it won't turn on otherwise, while simultaneously trying and failing to get her email working on her new phone. It's gotten really late by now, and Rosie just wants everything to end. The computer works again after the safe reboot, but everything is glitchy and feels wrong. So she manages to put as many of her files as she can on her flash drives, and finally decides to turn off her computer and turn in for the night, hoping the entire day was just a bad dream, and that a second of lacking foresight didn't just ruin what little of her creations she had left. The next morning, Rosie turns on her computer, dreading what she would find. It doesn't last a minute before breaking, and her only option is to do a safe reboot or a whole reformat. Again, she picks a safe reboot. As I said, the computer has always been awful. It randomly freezes, usually when connected to the internet, but oftentimes regardless of that, and it will still freeze and turn off while maintaining a still image on display. Partway through the reboot, it freezes. Rosie waits a few hours, hoping the reboot still goes through, then turns the computer off and on again. It loads into the same screen as before, starting over in its reboot, and again, freezes. Again, and again, and again, the same thing happens. Rosie tries unplugging everything, tries turning the fans on, fading the display, anything, desperate for a way to stop the computer from freezing and halting the process once more. She looks to forums and help pages for hours, but nothing. During the wait, she also searches and tests ways to get back into her Gmail account, but no matter what she tries, no luck awaits her there either. Slowly, as days pass, she gives up more and more, until, finally, she closes the lid of her computer and tucks it in the back of a shelf. Her files are still trapped in there. Maybe one day they can be saved. As for her email, it's unlikely she'll ever get it back. The crushing feeling sinks in. She has lost everything connected to it. The worst thing that she'll never be able to recover? Her YouTube channel, which, although it wasn't big, she adored creating videos and wanted to keep doing so as long as she had to live. It was all gone. Everything was gone. Time skip a few months. Rosie just got a new computer and started collecting all the scraps she could find. She realizes she was smart, and her Steam account was linked to a different email. Yay! Her games aren't lost. Then, expecting nothing, she makes one final attempt to enter her email. And this time, after providing the details of her dead phone number and asking to enter the account a different way, she is given one special option she had attempted and failed to arouse long ago. A different account was connected to this one. Before, all she got were warnings that, ew, someone is trying to enter your other email, Desu. This time, I was actually able to send a confirmation code to that email. It said I'd have to wait 30 days for them to confirm it was actually my email or whatever. More likely than not, something would go wrong in the process, and I'd have absolutely no hope in reclaiming it. But it was finally a step in the right direction. I didn't know if I'd get that email account back, and so I didn't know if I'd get this YouTube channel back. I eventually decided if it didn't work, I'd just make a new channel and link it to this one. 30 days passed slowly, and all the while, Rosie didn't care to get her hopes up. It's too tiring. Well, as you can probably tell, 30 days have long passed. The instant I was allowed back in, I made a little post about it. I've been slowly getting back from a hiatus. A hiatus partially caused by this, but the majority is for a different reason that I won't get into. And now that I have a computer again, and across my platforms, it should be easier to do so. Just not at the same rate as before. Two-factor can be great to protect you from scams and such, but it can have a plethora of downsides too. Please be careful. Make sure you always have a reliable means to enter your accounts. And if you're in a situation where you don't have your phone number but are still logged in or unsure if it will stop working during travels or something, it may be better to get rid of two-factor, just temporarily, just in case something like this happens. Of course, that means you have to be extra careful. Like, don't click on fishy links in your emails, and don't download weird stuff, and be careful what internet you're on, but being extra careful is easier than losing everything. Of course, you sometimes don't know that you should or shouldn't do something until it's too late, and some things are just completely unavoidable, like I can just take off the phone number from my PayPal, or there's another thing which I actually need, but I can't get back at all until now, but that's fine. Sometimes you just have to experience these things firsthand. There are other things I've lost because of the phone number not working, even though in some of the cases I was really careful. It wasn't just a problem within itself. Yeah, I haven't been able to get them back, so we'll see what happens in the future with that. Well, that's all Rosie has for now. Thank you for listening to the rambling. Rosie will see you sweet geeks next time. Bye-bye.